Hey guys, as you know from my last video, I took a trip to Kuala Lumpur and Ao Nang in Krabi, Thailand, a couple of weeks ago, reported on that. But I had some issues getting to Ao Nang, and that's what this video is about. In this video, you'll get an idea for what happens when you have a poor travel experience. I had a poor travel experience that isn't reflective of the airline at all, and I'll show you what they did for me. And I'm going to give you an idea of what a typical $20, $25 room might run you in Kuala Lumpur. You'll get to take a peek at that. And then you'll get to see something cool about the Burger King in the Kuala Lumpur airport. I set up my first eSIM for my phone service to test that out and see if that's preferable to hopping somewhere at the airport and getting my phone plan for however many days I'm going to be wherever I'm going to be. So anyway, all that's in this video. First, thanks for doing what you're going to do. You guys are helping me grow my channel really fast now, and I'm going to be monetized any day now. So I really appreciate your support. Now on to the video. Okay guys, well, part of the journey is this. I've got to get the hell out of Vietnam, not because I can't stand it, but because my 90 days are up tomorrow. So I booked a flight to leave today, and I'm going to Kuala Lumpur, which you would know if you watched this video, or this video, wherever it is. But I did a video on my travel itineraries, how I get around from country to country and how much that costs. So you already know how much this trip costs, but let me just show you what I did here. So, begins with packing. Get out of here, Sony. That's Sony. What I've done is I packed 2 bags here. You're allowed default on this flight 7 kilograms of combined carry-on. That's included in the price. That's not enough for me, so I doubled that. And maybe it's $50 for the entire trip, which just for the added 7 kilograms. Because it's a short trip, it's only 12 days. I'm able to live out of this, and I pared down a few things because I knew I was going to have to do laundry once. I'll wear most everything twice, and that's how I'll get by. So I'm waiting on my taxi to get here to take me to the airport, and we'll pick it up from there. Okay, so I made it to the airport here just outside of Dalat, Vietnam. It's a windy day, but I'm here enjoying the last few minutes of mild temperatures before I hop on the plane and head to Kuala Lumpur. So, peace. Okay, so I'm at the airport in Dalat, and I just got a cappuccino, and I spilled some on me, so I always have some wet wipes, even if it's like a single, just so that you have it. But right now what I'm doing is I'm going to try to do an eSIM this time instead of getting my service at the airport or somewhere else, just for convenience sake. So I'm going to check out Nomad and see if I can get an eSIM for my phone to work. It looks like 20 gigabytes for $22 US. So I will let you know how it goes. But that's what I'm doing while I'm waiting. Well, that was pretty easy, so it looks like it's set up where whenever I land, I just go through a few short steps and get that eSIM turned on. I'll probably drop that in another video. I'm going to do a video on phone plans, but I want to see how this works, because very simple. And when you get to an airport at your destination, the last thing you want to do is a bunch of setup. So that's why I keep a little bit of cash on me, so I don't have to do that right away if I don't want to. And then this would keep me from having to go somewhere and get my service set up, or overpaying at the airport to get something that you can get by going somewhere else later. So this could be pretty good. I'll still hook up to Wi-Fi everywhere I go. All right, next time you'll see me should be in Malaysia. Knock on wood. All right guys, well, it's the next morning and I'm at my hotel in Dalat, Vietnam. So there were problems with our plane yesterday. Dalat is still a small airport, and so they were not able to get that rectified, get another plane in and have us fly out. So I ended up at a hotel. Now let me tell you what they did, right? Because this airline, this is AirAsia. We were on the plane. We had to get off of the plane, and we sat, and they said, we're going to bring you some refreshments from the restaurant. Well, it was a full meal, so we got a full meal there. I had some chicken and rice and a drink. And we waited and waited. I got some work done. And then the news came that the plane had been completely canceled, and they were going to put us in a hotel for the night. And so they shuttled us to a hotel. First, they gave us some food and sent us on our way with food to go. Brought us to the hotel. When we were at the hotel, about 30 minutes later, somebody came around with some drinks and another little kind of snacky meal, banh mi, a sandwich. And yeah, so we've been here all night. It's the next morning, the flight's been scheduled, and I'm getting ready to head out. That was all expenses paid. They didn't just leave us on our own or make us call and file our own complaints and this and that and the other. They just took care of us. A day late into Kuala Lumpur, as long as this flight gets out of here today. And but anyway, it's an experience, so thought I'd share it. On to the next. Okay, so this is the next morning back at the Dalat airport from the day that I was supposed to leave, and I mentioned to you kind of what happened and what they're doing. Well, when I got here this morning, they went ahead. I checked in, and they're offering free breakfast and a drink again this morning. So this makes 4 times that they've fed and watered us. So I'm actually going to save money in this. So I just spent an extra night kind of in the Dalat area instead of spending that extra night in Kuala Lumpur. And because I left enough time to reset my e-visa, I'm doing 12 days. It only takes 3 to 5 days. No worries, no problems there. So we're in good shape. But another reason to give that, e-visa a week, and I have a full video on how to fill that out. Make sure you check that out when it's time to do your e-visa. Anyway, I'm back in here waiting for my food and drink, and then I'm going to board the plane, and we think we're going to fly today. So I'll catch you in Kuala Lumpur, I think. Okay, so after all that fiasco, I finally make it to Kuala Lumpur. By the way, when you do get to the airport in Kuala Lumpur, you've still got another hour to go before you're in the city. This time I took a Grab, and it is a little more expensive. I think I'll pop those prices down whenever I get them, the difference between taking the KLIA Express and the Grab. But it was very convenient, and it was door to door. However, there was a lot of traffic, so I probably could have gotten here quicker if I could have taken the KLIA. That's the little train. But anyway, I went to my hotel, and they had sold my room out from under me, even though I contacted Agoda yesterday, and they were supposedly getting in contact with them. So if they've charged me for the extra day and they gave away my room and then sent me across the street, which is where I'm at, to another hotel that's kind of under their name called the Kingston Hotel, I might try to get my 1 day back on that, right? Even though it's only it's less than $20. But anyway, this is a standard kind of room, definitely more about location than luxury, right? So pretty basic room. Let's take a peek. Pretty clean. I always look here with up top to see if there's any mold or anything like that, just because moisture is sometimes a problem. So super basic, nothing too crazy. I'm only here for 2 nights, so anyway, this is what you get for under $20 a night, and it's just fine. I mean, the location is really what this is all about. Not much of a view here, but you see the little, I think that's the Meraki Tower is what they say there. There's the Petronas Twin Towers, those two spires kind of right there. I'm right in the thick of all the shopping, Western places to eat, a lot of cafes, so I can get a lot of work done, hopefully get a lot of work done tomorrow. And then I'm out of here on to Krabi, so not as much time as I'd hoped, but all the time I deserve. Anyway, that's what's happened at this point. So I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to finish editing a video, get it uploaded, and then I'm going to go eat and maybe drink. Anyway, catch you next one. Well, ever the adventure for me. I am at the airport in KL, at Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It's almost late. That's another story. Anyway, I'm sitting here waiting on Burger King. My food's ready. Yeah, so Burger King. Cool thing. Check this out. So I think they maybe have banned plastic straws here. It's like a sippy cup. Good solution. Anyway, so I forgot to fill out my Thailand digital arrival card. I am going to Krabi, Thailand today. And I made a video about this maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I forgot to fill it out. You have to fill that out within 72 hours before you arrive in Thailand. But it's cool. I was at the airport, and as they were checking me in, they asked if I'd filled it out, and I said no. They said make sure you fill that out before you arrive in Thailand. So I waited in line at immigration, filled it out real quick on my phone, and they immediately had something for me to download that directly to my phone, and I received an immediate email. So no issues there. They have you covered. Filling it out a day ahead of time, I'd say would be very okay. You can do that. One other quick note, here in Malaysia, number one, you have a little form you have to fill out. It's very simple. It's similar to the Thailand digital arrival card. I fill that out at the airport. Instead of waiting in line to have somebody at immigration check my passport and say, okay, they have where you lay your passport down and it scans it for you. And that's how you enter into Malaysia. Fun fact, if you enter that way, then when you leave, you exit that way too. So I waited in line filling out my Thailand digital arrival card, going back and forth, like I'm waiting for a ride at Disney World. And I get up there and they said, you arrived digitally, so you need to go and exit digitally. And so I walked down and just scanned it and left. There was no line. So this is much faster to do unless you're a dummy like me. So anyway, that's what I did. So I could have saved a little bit of money, or sorry, a little bit of time. That is an excellent, excellent thing. So I'm hoping that every country adopts this digital arrival where they scan your passport, take a photo of your face, and then let you through. That's much preferable than waiting in line for humans to do the same thing. I should be in Krabi in a few hours. I'm going to enjoy this Burger King, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so a slight unshout out. The sippy cup idea is very good, except there's no little puncture hole at the top, so you know the liquid doesn't flow smooth. So you have to suck on it. When you suck on it, bring your own safety pin or something like that. Anyway, just to give you an idea around here, you see the different places to eat. They even have an A&W over here, great American restaurant that you can't find in America anymore, hardly. All right, time to get on this plane.